Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to do what if Honduras made empire. Now, first thing they will do is go to war with Guatemala. We'll begin pushing up from across their entire border to cut off the east coast, make their way up to try to cut Guatemala in half. After they managed to do that, they also decided to go to war with Belize to go ahead and make sure that they don't get any support from them, completely occupying the entire country in a short amount of time. And then eventually they managed to take over the entire eastern part of Honduras, no Guatemala, and then begin pushing westward to try to completely occupy the country. Eventually, when they just made it to the coast, Guatemala surrenders. The rest completely annexes both nations. After that, they go to war with Nicaragua and El Salvador. The first thing they do is push in to take their El Salvador's capital and also claim their entire coast before fully occupying them. Then they begin pushing down the west coast of Nicaragua as well as the east coast. They begin after they have completely captured the east coast. While they're facing difficulty taking over the west coast, they begin pushing down the middle, just to try to cut off this area here, which they are now they are going to occupy that entire area there. After that, they begin moving in to the inland sea here, I think it is, and then go ahead and deploy some small ships to take over this island and also land here. After that, they've taken the coast and Nicaragua surrenders. After that, they fully annex both El Salvador and Nicaragua. Then, after that, you can see that they are now going to go to war with Costa Rica and Panama. They begin pushing into Costa Rica, having a fairly easy time because they don't have an army. But then they meet the Panama's army, and then that makes pushing further pretty difficult for them. But once they break through here, they surround the army and squeeze them out. A large amount of their army managed to escape and fall back, but now they were able to push a little easier and get a couple encirclements here and there on their way down. Now they're closing in on the canal, they decided to make a naval invasion of this island, then here and here. They quickly overwhelm their garrison there and take the capital, and also eliminate them on this side. They fully annex both Panama and Costa Rica, and then after that they set their sights north. They have decided to go after Mexico. There. This will be the biggest war they have been in so far. They begin pushing in from here, and then also pushing in to take over the Yucatan Peninsula, which is the first goal for their invasion. That is to take over the entire Yucatan. After they pushed this far, the Mexican army is holding them at bay there. They decided to push up the coast here, pushing along the coast, and then making a spearhead to cut off this here area, which they did successfully. Now they are trying to eliminate or occupy the coast. They managed to do that, so now they are slowly occupying this encirclement they have made. And after they have done that, they pull back some troops to shorten their front line with Mexico. Then they made a breakthrough in the front line here. They then used that to make an encirclement here, try to make one here, but get stopped, and then also move up to take a couple of coast cities and ports. Eventually, the remaining army had to flee. Now they begin pushing Mexico back, trying to reach for Mexico City to get them to surrender. But Mexico did not want to do one of those unconditional surrenders. So they decided to try to hold out, and so Honduras are just continuing to push in, widening their front lines more and more, till they saw what Mexico was trying to do. Then focusing on straightening out their front lines. Now after that, Mexico's plan of simply just cutting off two-thirds of where two-thirds of their army were, which was in these two prior pillars. They had to think up of a new strategy. But before they managed to do that, Mexico City was captured. Also, as well as a big area around it. After that, they began trying to expand the area they had control over. But after losing their capital, Mexico decided to opt in for an unconditional surrender. Mexico didn't really want to do that, but they saw that they had no choice but to do that. So Honduras will be annexing the land here, which was what they were aiming to get. They hoped that Mexico would let them get that much land, but since they had to drag out the war, they decided to get a couple puppets as well. They decided to get one across here, one over here, which is where the Mexican government will be, one here, while the remainder of the land will also be the Mexican under control of the Mexican government. They will be they will be a more independent puppet. And that is Honduras' empire. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.